everyone, my name is Bob the Drag Queen and welcome back to the Pit Stop at Home where we are recapping season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. With me today, she's co-hosting officially, it's Detox.
Hi, cheers.
What time is it in Chicago?
I don't even know what day it is, so I couldn't tell. I think it's like 1 o'clock maybe. Oh no, it's noon.
Girl, time has no meaning. You can drink whenever you want. You work on Monday, Saturday, Sunday. Where are we? What are we? What is a Wednesday?
I have no idea. Is it a Wednesday? It's not a Wednesday.
Who knows?
I don't know anymore.
So last week, Jan went home, which I was sad about personally, but I do think it was her time in the competition, to be fair. And now Gigi is really feeling some kind of way about being in the bottom because a lot of the fans are saying she's getting a little cocky. Do you think that Gigi is getting a little cocky?
I think Gigi's been cocky. You know, there's the and a part of that is par for the course because she was doing well. Even watching her in the challenge last week, I was like, it was almost a little cringy.
A little bit.
Just the whole delivery of like, oh, well, I have this much money now and da-da-da-da-da, it costs, with a whole breakdown of the price of her product. I was like, that's a little cringy.
It's a little tone deaf. She's like, I'm doing better than all of you. Like, bitch, we know. I want to say this too, though. I like a cocky drag queen. Like, there are people who are into this like self-deprecating humor. It doesn't speak to me. I don't need that in my life.
No, I appreciate a cocky drag queen and a cocky person in general when they have the shit to back it up. Do you know what I mean? And she's really been killing the competition. So why not be proud of yourself and be proud of your work? And I think that there's a difference between being cocky and being arrogant. And I don't really find her that arrogant.
Okay, so let's talk about this mini challenge. Okay, so the girls have to get into some quick cat drag. Which I'm personally still scarred from watching the movie Cat.
I haven't even watched it but now I'm in quarantine, so maybe I will watch it.
Well, do you like nightmares?
I have reoccurring ones, so I'm sure that will be part of the situation from now on.
Let's talk about this mini challenge. I need to start Bob's Drag Race, because me and RuPaul have the opposite opinions on everything. For me, the funniest one was Crystal Method.
Crystal was really funny. I loved all of the the litter jokes because I mean obviously that was kind of what the situation was. They were sponsoring that particular challenge. But I also thought Jackie was really clever, even though it was a character and Eartha Kitt is so, I mean, how is Eartha Kitt not funny? So of course that was gonna kill, you know, but I thought Crystal was a lot more clever in her approach, bringing it back to really the task at hand, I thought.
I like how Crystal was like knocking things over. You know when a cat like looks at you?
The first thing she did was knock that bottle over, the vase.
That is so funny. I was like, this is really good. And of course, Jackie Cox wins this challenge, so congrats. All right, now for the main challenge this week. The girls are participating in a mock debate called Choices 2020. Shout out Tatiana.
I was hoping Tatiana was gonna make a cameo.
Wouldn't it have been great to see Tatiana just like mosey in and just be like, choices, even from home at this point. Okay, every 4 years during the presidential campaign, Drag Race does a presidential episode, which I love. It was on the season Sharon won, on the season I won, and on the season Gigi's gonna win. They've done. I'm sorry. They have done these presidential campaign episodes. How did you feel about it?
I always enjoy them too. I remember Chad so well because it was that whole updo situation, which was so funny.
Oh yeah, updo, yeah.
And I mean, I think it's important because we do have a voice, and especially with our demographic of fans, a lot of conservative people watch the show because it's entertaining. So
True.
I think I think it's important to be vocal about our political standings and the fact that we as a community are not being treated as fairly and equally as, you know, white, cis, Republican men.
So Raven has come in to be Ru's political advisor. What do you think of the advice that Raven has given?
Well, I think Raven is a great person to come around and give advice. She's done, you know, she's been through this experience twice now. And she's also really, really funny. And she gets, especially now that she works with Ru so closely, she has an understanding of what Ru is looking for and can really drive home the fact that it needs to be funny, it needs to be irreverent, it needs to be as silly as possible, because that's what Ru is looking for. And ultimately, and I love the fact that she brought it up that, you know, whenever Ru says something, listen to that, heed that advice, and use that for your advantage, because a lot of times people don't do that.
Sticking to your guns is great in certain situations, but I will say this. RuPaul is the judge, jury, and executioner. If she's saying make me laugh, bitch, make her laugh. I think out of all the people who have done walkthroughs with Ru this season, Raven has given the best advice out of anybody.
Yeah.
Everything that fell out of her overly plump lips was so perfect. It was so smart. What is it? The GOP getting to the GAP? Why did Heidi not say that?
That was genius. I think she tried to say it in her own way later on in the challenge.
Yeah. So what do you think about Michelle Visage not being there for the judging this week?
Thank God. I needed a break. No.
Yeah, I think people were thrilled.
It was interesting not seeing her there because I always really do enjoy her outlook on everything.
One of my favorite things about having Michelle on the show is every judge, I don't care if it is AOC, every judge I think is in their contract, they have to at one point say, I'm gonna have to disagree with Michelle.
Yes!
Everyone says that.
And you know that always is, it's like the glitch of the system whenever she hears that, I had to disagree, Michelle. It's like,
okay, we really gotta talk about this debate, because I need after this I'm gonna Skype RuPaul, because I'm talking to this bitch. We fighting. Who are your favorites from this debate?
It's really interesting. I really love Jada. Obviously, she was hilarious. I really liked Widow.
Bitch, I was so confused because my favorites were also Jada and Widow, and I think Widow might have been my complete favorite because I thought she was really funny.
I thought she was really funny, and I thought she was really, really smart. There were like all the jokes that were making me laugh the most were really, really clever. And not only did they fit the challenge and they were this total character of her, but I thought that they were really relevant.
One of the best lines was, if she can't win the war against her beard, how's she gonna win the war on terror? That was one of the funniest lines of the whole time.
I also really liked Jackie because I can see how they thought the whole Canadian thing got repetitive, but at least it was different jokes every time, and I thought that was clever. They loved Heidi, and to me, Heidi got kind of lost in translation for me, even though I am obsessed with Heidi.
Besides Heidi, who kind of struggled, who like scruggled, who was on the bus, who was on the scruggle bus?
Gigi, for sure.
Yeah, Miss Good.
Yeah, I didn't know where it was going. And then speaking of repetitive, when she kind of alluded to being a robot, which worked really well for her the first time, it didn't really play off, and it didn't even really read that well for this time. And there were, I think, missed opportunities of like, if the fashion thing was going to be her platform, there's so many puns there. Just think of Sex and the City quotes, and you could have an entire routine.
But also, I know you said Jackie I think Jackie struggled. I'm glad that she had a concept and an idea, but I just don't know that it worked.
Right. Jeff was throwing her a lot of hints, and she continued to go with it. So it's like you have to kind of also pay attention to that and be mindful of those clues and those hints that people are giving you.
Also, is Jeff Goldblum the oddest person in the world?
The hottest person in the world to me. Jeff, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you're not, hey daddy.
I thought it was great that Widow got into an argument with Jeff Goldblum. Like, everyone was looking at it like it was a detriment. I was like, that is funny.
I thought that was really clever, and everyone was like, taking it back and reactive about it. I thought it was funny.
If I was Widow, I would have walked to the workroom the next day and been like, give me another crown. Give me another I'm here. I won.
Literally, when she walked out on the runway, which I'm sure we'll get to, but when she walked out on the runway, I was like, oh, this bitch might have gotten the win. So I was really kind of gagged to see her land on the bottom.
So as soon as we finish the debate, we get to the runway. Category is Stars and Stripes Forever. What do you think of this category? Not the runway, but the category in general.
I mean, I always love a themed episode, so it's always great for me to see. But there's also not much you can do with Stars and Stripes without it being repetitive.
There's only so much you can do depending on how you take it. They did not say red, white, and blue forever. They said Stars and Stripes forever, which is why when Widow came out, I was fully gagged. All right, so let's talk about Crystal Method. First of all, let me say I like this look. I like it.
Yeah. I thought.
Okay, I like it. You like it. This kind of looks like a combination of a lot of her looks. It has the hat from the Freddy Krueger look. It has the cape. I like this.
I thought it was cute. There was a lot going on, but it was like quintessential Crystal to me.
Let's talk about Heidi. What do you think?
I think it's the best Heidi's looked all season, to be honest.
I literally said that when she walked out. I literally said those exact words.
Her makeup looked lovely. I thought the costume, the outfit was beautiful. I thought she looked amazing.
Last week I was like, she'll make it far, but she'll like Latrice it. Be loved and make it far, but she won't go to the finale. But now I'm like, I could fully see this girl in the finale.
Yeah, I think that she's just improved week after week after week.
Probably my favorite Stars and Stripes look was Widow Von'Du. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I know the comments are lighting up. I am obviously a Widow Von'Du stan. I really like Widow Von'Du. I get it. And I'm acknowledging that I might be biased, but I feel like this was the best take on Stars and Stripes of the evening.
I loved it. I thought it was such a smart thing to do, and it, like Carson said, it made her stand out of the pack. She looked phenomenal. The body was correct. Her makeup was lovely. The dress is beautifully done, and it made a powerful statement. That's why I'm so gagged.
I'm shook up, girl. I hope the fans are yelling robbed, because this is a highway robbery.
I was gooped, gagged, bewildered.
Bothered, betrothed, retuttled.
I wish I was betrothed.
Let's talk about Jackie Cox's look. She's wearing a hijab, a blue hijab with 50 stars on it, and a striped dress. So what do you think of this look?
I thought the statement behind it was really powerful. I didn't think it was that flattering, and I feel like there could have been an opportunity to make the same statement and to be as stunning and beautiful, but to also have the garment. I'm trying to say it without No,
I get it. I will say this. From the neck up, I was like, bitch, work. I did not love the dress itself. And I also just I was like, bitch, you better be a queer, Persian, Canadian, on international TV, wearing a hijab, crying about what this has done to your family. Like, bitch, you better. But also, the dress could have been nicer.
The minute she opened her mouth and started talking about her story and talking about how much it meant to her to be representative of that, which she's been all season, which I commend and I think has been amazing, but it made me get behind the look even more.
And just to be clear, we're talking about the dress, not the hijab.
Right.
Let's talk about Gigi Good. I love this look. I love it. She looks amazing.
I mean, she looks incredible. The fit is perfect. The only thing that I would have to say is I wish that she would have concealed her hair in the back.
Oh yeah, her
natural hair.
Her real hair. Yeah.
That's it.
Now, if we're getting down to that means you must have done a good job. If all we have to say is that your hair is showing in the back, so take her.
Exactly. It's like it's nitpicking.
Let's talk about Lil Miss Jada Essence Hall. The main thought is you look gorgeous.
Yes.
My other thought is I don't like this red, white, and blue in the front of your hair.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to have been about. I just didn't like it. Her body is great.
Yeah, I will have to agree. But I feel like there was a seam that I saw on the side that I was not a fan of.
Detox is like, you had hair in the back. I zoomed in and saw a bobby pin. I think that the bottom of your shoe was scuffed. So what are you thinking about this moment during the critiques when Widow is now getting some real tough love from RuPaul?
Well, I mean, like we talked about earlier, I was surprised to see her in that situation because to me, she was one of the better ones. So I was kind of gagged. But immediately once the conversation started, you see her go into her head. You see her start being defensive. And that is really what ultimately is going to send you packing.
The moment that she turned on herself, I was like, bitch, you're going home. She gave up. I hated to see it because she is like the one I've been rooting for. But she gave up. Like in that moment, she just said, F it, I'm done.
Especially after all the amazing things that Rachel Bloom had to say to her, and you could still tell that she was like, F it. Like, it doesn't really matter.
In the judge's defense, it's hard to root for someone in that position.
Right.
You can't uplift someone who's like, I'm just done. I have nothing else to fight for.
Ru doesn't ever really get like that. It's very rare that he gets like, you are a star. You need to listen to what we're telling you.
So Jada wins the challenge. Do you agree?
100%, yeah. I thought she was fabulous. I thought she looked great. I mean, you can't deny it.
Minus the red, white, and blue in the
minus this, minus the seam, minus the
minus that one f***ing bobby pin. You piece of. I mean, I don't want you to judge me, Detox. I don't want to show you this. I think you're gonna like take points off. But my dress was a little loose fitting, and I have a clip holding my dress. I have a clip holding my dress together in the back. Do you see it? Are you zooming in on? Are you still comfortable doing this interview with me? Are you comfortable? All right. So the bottom two are the Widow Von Du and Jackie Cox. They're lip syncing to Firework by Katy Perry. How do you feel about, first of all, do you agree they're the bottom two?
I don't agree it was the bottom two. I thought
Same.
Gigi should have been up there, to be honest. Even though she looks great.
I know, that's where it's so hard because the freshest thing in my mind is how you look right now. She looks so impeccable. I was like, but she can't be in the bottom two. The only reason I'll put Widow in the bottom two, and by the way, she's my favorite of the season. The only reason I put her in the bottom two is because she gave up. I saw the fire fall out of her eyes. I saw her say, F it. I saw her say, send me home.
If I'm going by that, yes. I was in my head going by the challenge.
Yeah.
But that defeated attitude definitely sent her to the bottom.
So Detox, what did you think about the lip sync?
And actually, there was a moment there that I thought it might have been a double save. Because
Me too.
Yeah, and I was actually kind of hoping for that.
Me too.
And I was literally like, oh, okay, well that's fine because it's just going to be a double save. But they both did such a great job.
Oh, also, Jeff Goldblum is having an emotional breakdown. He is not gonna make it through this.
When I tell you, it made me fall even more in love with Jeff Goldblum, watching him get emotional during that lip sync and the whole process of the elimination and the judging. Like, that just shows the human bond that entertainment and that passion and that art people have. And I thought it was really, really special to see. And I wasn't expecting that.
I'm like, Jeff is on a emotional roller coaster on this episode.
It started making me think that I was like, well, damn, maybe I should be more upset too. I was like, am I about to cry?
Girl, you're an absolute icon. I love you. You know that. You don't need me to tell you. Thank you for joining us. And thank you all for watching The Pit Stop at Home. Join us next week when we'll be watching episode 10 of season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. See you next time.
Do you want everything RuPaul's Drag Race at your fingertips? Then head over to YouTube now and subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race channel, and you will get all the episodes of everything you ever want, including brand new episodes of What You Packin'. Hi.